Hey guys, let me know what you guys think. I'm finally using manual settings. I spent way too long last night trying to figure out the manual settings. I think I spent like an hour and a half. One of the reasons why I spent so long on that is because I'm on the second day of my period right now. I am basically gushing blood out of my vagina right now. And if that's gross to you, well, I hate to break it to you, but half the population of the world goes through this on a monthly basis. I wanted to think of a more cheerful topic to talk about this week, but seriously, the only thing that was on my mind for this entire week, because I've been PMSing before this as well, and that was bad news this time. And I say this time because my PMS and my periods, they go through this really weird cycle where every other one is like nothing is happening to me, but then the times between those I feel like I'm dying. So I thought might as well just share with you guys some of my terrible period stories that has to do with music, because this channel is a music channel. If the way I'm speaking is not fully coherent, it is because I'm on my period. For those of you who get backaches during your periods, you will know what I'm talking about. It feels like it's not there. It feels like it's been replaced. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for, but it feels like there is something kind of snaking along inside of your muscles and then into your body, and then like not just kind of staying there wiggling around, but grinding you from the inside. It feels like someone's like not just chainsawing you in half, but from the inside out. Now imagine feeling like that through a whole orchestra rehearsal. I keep mentioning the Vancouver Academy Symphony because that was kind of my huge experience of firsts. I don't know if they do this now, but during my time, they used to have crazy weekend rehearsals right before the actual concert. So on a weekly basis, they would actually be sectionals. We never actually played with the string sections and the percussionists until the weekend of the concert. So we would have Friday evening rehearsals, Saturday all day, and Sunday morning dress rehearsal, then Sunday evening was the concert. There was one time I got my period on Saturday morning. That was bad. I remember just sitting there. I had my arm behind me to like give myself some support. As discreetly as possible, I was just grinding my back into my arm in an effort to try and self-massage my back. And the entire time I just felt like it was like a mixture of my back being on fire. My stomach felt like it was upset the entire time. I felt like I wanted to throw up. I had a headache. My head felt empty. That rehearsal was all day. I think it was like 3 hours in the morning and then like 3 or 4 hours in the afternoon. So I know that some of you are probably asking, why didn't you just take an Advil? I was inexperienced and I forgot about taking Advil with me. You guys can learn from my experience. Always take Advil with you or some sort of painkiller. I actually bring Advil with me in my purse all the time just in case, and it was because of this experience. Like, why am I making this video about this, right? Well, one, it's just literally the only thing that is on my brain right now. I literally cannot think of other topics that I want to talk about right now. The other thing is I am really hoping that if you are a guy and you're watching this video and this is kind of new to you, and if you're a musician, I would just say, if you could just pay a little bit more attention to your lady friends. If they, look pretty out of it, and also if they don't seem to be comprehending everything you say, even though usually they do, chances are they're probably PMSing or on their period. I know that when I'm on my period, I have the most brain farts. I just cannot put two and two together. Case in point, last night I was playing Blade and Soul with my boyfriend and our friends. You can imagine how that went when I was trying to fight things, and instead of using WASD to move my character, I was flicking my mouse around, which of course only moves the camera angle. I don't think it's fair to ask guys to understand us. I know that might be controversial to some of you. Some of you might think that guys should understand this, but the thing is, this will never happen to guys. So they cannot understand. However, that doesn't mean that you can't know about it. So I say the more guys know about this, and the more that they know to be extra nice and just extra gentlemanly when you notice that your lady friends are not their usual self, just be nicer about it. But I mean, like, if you're good enough friends, you don't have to do the whole fake gentlemanly thing. There was one time I was sitting in the 4th floor of the music building at UBC, and I just was like just sitting on the couch looking like, and Paul comes out one of the practice rooms and he takes one look at me and says, "Joe, are you on your period?" And I'm like, shut up. And you know what? Oddly enough, that actually made me feel really great. It was a relief to know that Paul knew that I was on my period. There was an understanding that I was completely out of it, and that like I didn't have to fake anything. Like, if you're good enough friends, you can do that kind of crap and it will actually be appreciated. However, I will warn you that if you're not good enough friends, you probably don't want to try that. Yeah, being on your period, oh my goodness, and like going to lessons and teaching lessons. Oh my goodness, the biggest brain farts ever. Make mistakes that you don't normally make. If you're teaching, you get halfway through teaching a concept and then you just kind of lose your train of thought and you're like, wait, what was the word I was looking for? I did this yesterday. I was teaching 2 students yesterday. One of them I have been teaching for a while, so I just told her that I was on my period. Might as well be truthful about it, right? I feel like in this day and age, it's easier to be open about it. I would really love to see the day where the whole period thing is not a dirty thing at all to talk about, because it's still considered a dirty thing for some people, but I don't think it is. If you've watched this far into the video, you probably think similarly to me. Anyway, that is it for this video. I apologize if this video is not as lively as my other videos are, but this is the most lively that I can get on a bad period month. I would love for you guys to leave some comments below, guys and girls. I would love to see the ladies' stories, ladies' period stories that have to do with music or rehearsals, lessons, whatever. I would love to hear the guy's perspective. Have you ever noticed that some of your lady friends are on their periods? Do they tell you? How open are you about it? Does it make you feel weird? I would love to know. As usual, if you like this video, make sure you hit subscribe and give me a big thumbs up. My last video is over there, and if you want to catch me during the week, my social media network stuff are down there. But otherwise, I will see you guys next week. Bye. Sunday morning dress. Excuse me. I'm also way more gassy on my period.